is what keeps them coming to Riley's gym. It's part of the magic of the Wigan Hold.
We feel like a kind of an elite of the wrestling world. That's what we feel, don't we?
That's right. Well, we were. We were the elite of the wrestling world.
Wigan is the home of wrestling, actually. It was once said you could put your hand down the pit in Wigan and drag up a rugby player or a top wrestler. If you go anywhere in the British Isles and mention Wigan, and they always say Riley's Gym at the bottom of Pike Street.
It's proper wrestling, this. Oh, this is real sport down here. You've got to be fit and strong and intelligent.
This is 10 times harder than the professionals.
Yeah, look at that big.
I've got to see a wrestling hall put on yet.
Well, they don't know any to put on. They don't. Look at that. That fella there. What Azerati would have done with them? Bob Robertson, on Ernie Baldwin, the farmer's boy, George Gregor and Frank Gregor.
Oh, they could move like lightweights, couldn't they?
Oh, they could. They could. On
They wouldn't have lived with them fellas.
They wouldn't have lived with you and these fellas are Foley or anybody like that. Well, look at that. It's an insult to people's intelligence.
Wigan has a tradition of producing fine wrestlers. A former champion, Tommy Moore, is now 68 years old.
I suffer a lot at present time with arthritis. And when I get up in the morning, I'm like stiff. When I come round and I do these exercises, I feel champion.
Once a face worker, he left the pit to wrestle professionally.
In those days, I was very, very fit for my height, very, very strong. Well, when I started wrestling up at Riley's gym, Billy Riley's gym, as I was promoting a non-rel, he wanted me to go in the amateurs. He said, clean them all up. He said, because you'll beat them all easy. And I told Billy Riley. And Billy Riley said, well, he said, you can't live off cups and medals. He said, turn pro. He said, make some money. He said, never mind the amateur game. So I just turned pro and started wrestling. And then became the British champion. It was actually to get away from the pit. It was bloody hard work doing that pit.
When I first get up, it's my knees really that trouble me most.
Ernie Riley, now 62, is also a former champion.
I do a bit of warming up for about 10 minutes, and I find out that I'm great for the rest of the day.
Like Tommy Moore, Ernie learned his craft in his 20s at Riley's gym.
I used to go up to the gymnasium to keep fit, and I remember when I was working as an electrician at the time at the North West Electricity Board, and I said, I'm going to finish this job and I'm going to go full-time wrestling. I had 18 years in the game, retired, With the money I made out of wrestling, we ploughed it into a business, and you can see what I've achieved through it.
Ernie did well in business and is very, very wealthy, but I'm quite happy living up my way. Although Ernie's very, very wealthy, he isn't like snobbish. We always have a good chat about wrestling night and sometimes about politics, although we have various views about politics. Yeah, mine's a bit left of Ernie's.
My God, that itches, Tom, doesn't it?
Oh, does it really too, does it? Yeah, oh, good.
I'm starting to feel a bit more relaxed.
I'm feeling a bit hot, big. Well, Ernie and I met in about 1948. We've been friends ever since.
We've been more or less like brothers, actually.
We have, yeah, we have. All the lads in the gym, in our gym like, looked upon each other as a kind of brotherly love. We used to go on the mat and pull each other to baseball. There wouldn't bear any animosity against each other.
I suppose it's the gymnasium. You get this feeling, I don't know what it is, when you're wrestling with the fellas every day and you're training with them.
40 years ago, top wrestlers from Riley's gym turned professional to escape a life at the coalface. But today's young champions are amateurs. Their goal, the Olympics.
Come round the back of it. See, when you're going for that leg, and he grabs your head, grab your head, you must be ready to come round the back of it. Come on.
All right.
Keep tall. Don't let him turn you, lad. Kneel up.
The wrestling in this gym is very, very serious. They all intend coming down and beating the lad what beat them last time. It's a competitive gym, as it always has been.
Resist. Good on that. Start again.
At the present, I think we've about 4, 5, 6 British champions among these. I've lost count, and I don't bother counting them anymore.
You must get right with that leg. I'll lift you up. Come on, you do it.
90% of the moves are very, very similar. I mean, we're still winning with moves what were shown to me 20, 25 years ago. The same moves are still working.
You can never know too much. You can always learn.
Start again.
Put your right foot on it, Barry. Stand on your right foot.
Oh, it's a good left on that.
Your right foot. No, put it near, fetch it near your head. See?
Stand on it, that's it.
No.
Get your head flat. You pull it out quick. Pull it out at the back.
Yes, but if it rounds round the edge. You took me down, Bill, like that. See? Kneel like that. And do that, see? Can you see? So you finish up with his arm there. Are you watching me? Yeah. Take notice what I'm showing you. That right, Bob?
In Wigan, we have nothing. This is a shed where we train. And this is what we make the best of what we've got. We're not horse riders, because horse riding's not a natural sport. I mean, in schoolyards, you'll see lads fighting and rolling over. That's wrestling. That's how children start.
Don't kill me, Paul! Get on your belly, lad. Come on, Paul.
There's been sadness, too, at Riley's gym. When Tommy Moore was at the peak of his career, doctors diagnosed a heart complaint. He gave up wrestling.
When I gave up wrestling to my heart, I was the British welterweight wrestling champion. And I cancelled it. I came home and I burned all my training gear and everyone. I was shattered. I was just like falling off the planet, to me.
Do you want a drink, Tommy?
Yes, sir, yeah.
I'm sorry, there's nothing stronger than coffee. You used to swim in here, didn't you?
Oh, many a time. On the Westwood Flash up there.
I know. Where that new power station is now, the Westwood, many a good wrestling match has been held on
Oh,
there.
yes,
There's been some money won and lost on that.
And the sprinting matches too.
I know,
Sunday morning, in the summertime.
It was the miners that started it, that worked in the pits. They were naturally fit men through the work they did. And they used to gather Sunday afternoons in the summertime and go down in the fields and wrestle each other for small wages. Sunday used to be the day, because all the boys were out wrestling up and down the country, but Sunday used to be a big day here. We used to come in about 2 o'clock and we'd be here till about 6. It was my father's idea originally. It was always his dream to have a place where no one could put it out or throw us off the premises. He bought the land, he got the boys together who were tradesmen, and that's how we built the gym. It's rough, but to us, it's, what would I say, it's home.
Well, if we'd had a millionaire behind us, we could have had a real nice, good gym, but beggars can't be choosers.
My father was a very tough man, in every way, physically, mentally, and morally. He was the godfather of wrestling in Wigan.
Put your leg up, put your leg up. That's it, that's it. Kneel up, kneel up. Put some gusto in it. See, stop. See, when you're switching around like this, stick your arm around the body. When you're switching around like this, that's what you should have done.
His father was a great wrestler, and a great wrestler, and a great coach. But when you came off that match, it had to be perfect, wouldn't it, Ernie?
It had to be inch perfect. The move had to be inch perfect. He wouldn't tolerate any sloppiness. He wanted it right.
See, you should have grabbed that arm like that, put his head on the floor, you understand, put his leg over here, and pulled him over here like that.
We come in this gym sometimes, and it's if he's sat there. Yeah. His presence, isn't it, Tommy?
It is.
I don't know. I know Tommy gets very emotional about this.
Oh, I do,
sometimes. And it brings a lump to the throat actually when you walk up that path, and you think you're going to walk in and see him sat there with his trilby hat on, smoking his cigarette. I could have gone all day, I could have wrestled all day, I could have run all day. I used to feel like I was walking on clouds.
We've not done it for a long while, haven't it?
Finish him off, girl. Get out there. Anybody, just get into him.
August bank holiday. At the annual Wigan Gala, professional wrestlers are the main attraction. Unlike Riley's gym, this is show business.
The money out there. Right? No, there's a lot out.
He played in the ball for Wigan, didn't he?
I know about that.
Lovely drop kick. Yes! If that was you or I,
or any of the Wigan lads, or the Wigan staff, you switch things tight, don't you?
You do, I'm just saying that.
You go from wrist to leg to headlock to... I mean, and I'm surprised at Newman because he has the knowledge to, you know, to put into practice.
Yeah, but I think he's not doing it though. I used to like watching two fellas in the ring, professionals, putting on a good show. But the dream for me has gone sour. There's too much what we call acting. They're all overacting. I much prefer amateur wrestling. That's what got me excited as a young man, as it does now.
I certainly hope the Riley gym keeps up this tradition. Even when they're wrestling one another, they encourage one another. This is how we all used to, you know, behave.
I hope it goes from strength to strength. We're like one big family.
My father treated all the boys like his sons. They were his boys. And I suppose this is what binds us all together. It's been a good hard session this afternoon, Tommy, don't you think? It does. I like the way that I like the way that Neil Maxwell's coming on. Right?
He's wrestling very well.
And he's put a bit of weight on too.
Yeah. These days I'm tired watching on me, Roy.
I know, well, it's your age, Tommy.
I'm going home tired now watching on me.
I'm just saying.
You've had your age, Tommy.
The elbows are a lot static. Come on, let's go get something to eat.
I'm catching you up.
See you, Roy.
All right. You're a good do that, good step.
Riley's Gym in Wigan, a shrine to the art of the amateur wrestler. And that's all from us for this month. First Tuesday's back in March. Until then.